Coffee is one of the most consumed drinks in the world today. But how did it travel from the Muslim world into Europe and become the beverage people can't start their day without? The answer involves a war, a daring mission, and a man named Jerzy Kulczycki. This is the story of how coffee entered Europe. The history of coffee begins in Ethiopia, where wild coffee plants grew for centuries. But the drink we recognize today was first developed in Yemen in the 15th century. Muslims discovered that coffee helped them stay awake during long night prayers, Quran recitation, and Islamic study sessions. From Yemen, coffee spread across the Islamic world. It reached Mecca, then Cairo, Damascus, and, by the early 1500s, to Istanbul, the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Coffee became more than just a drink. Coffee houses grew into popular social spaces where people gathered to read, debate, and exchange ideas. By the mid-16th century, coffee was deeply rooted in Middle Eastern and Ottoman society. Meanwhile, most of Europe still had virtually no exposure to it. Europe's first major encounter with coffee came through conflict. During the height of Ottoman expansion into Europe, one of the most strategic cities in their path was Vienna, the capital of the Habsburg Empire. If Vienna fell, much of Central Europe would lie open to Ottoman control. In 1683, the Ottoman Empire launched a major siege on Vienna. The city was surrounded for weeks. Supplies became scarce and morale collapsed. Defeat seemed inevitable unless help arrived in time. This is where Jerzy Franciszek Kulczycki enters the story. He was a Polish nobleman, merchant, and soldier. He was fluent in Turkish and had deep understanding of Ottoman customs, skills he gained from living in Ottoman territories for several years. When Vienna urgently needed help, Kulczycki volunteered for an almost impossible mission: to slip through Ottoman lines and seek reinforcements. Disguised in Turkish clothing and speaking perfect Turkish, he managed to move through Ottoman camps without raising suspicion. He then traveled to reach the Allied forces, led by King Jan III Sobieski of Poland. His mission was successful. The Polish king immediately mobilized his army and the Christian coalition forces and accelerated preparations for a full attack on the Ottoman forces in Vienna. On the 12th of September 1683, the combined European forces launched a counterattack and defeated the Ottomans. The Battle of Vienna was the largest battle between European and Ottoman forces. After this battle, the Ottomans steadily lost strength and territories in Europe. As the Ottomans retreated, they left behind various supplies: tents, goods, camels, and several sacks filled with unfamiliar brown beans. Many Viennese believed these beans were animal feed and wanted to destroy them, but Kulczycki recognized them. They were coffee beans, the same drink enjoyed in the Ottoman Empire, which most Europeans had never tasted. For his service and bravery, Kulczycki was rewarded by the city of Vienna. Among the rewards were the coffee beans. He decided to make use of them and soon opened what is known as one of the first coffee houses in Vienna. He named it Hof zur blauen Flasche, meaning the house under the blue bottle. At first, the taste of coffee was too strong and bitter for local preference. Kulczycki adapted it by adding milk and honey to create a smoother, more appealing flavor for Europeans. This adjustment is often credited as an early influence on what later became the famous Viennese coffee culture. The coffee house became popular and soon more appeared across Vienna. From there, the trend spread to Poland, France, and eventually throughout Europe. By the 18th century, coffee houses had become centers of intellectual life. Today, whether someone drinks espresso, latte, cappuccino, or a simple brewed cup, they are enjoying a beverage that crossed continents, cultures, and even a battlefield before reaching Europe. If you found this story interesting, consider subscribing for more history and culture content. And share your thoughts in the comments. Which country do you think has the best coffee culture today?